Hey everybody, welcome to another Beatles Finds. I don't get many Beatles finds these days, so I've accrued some stuff over the past months. So I'm ready to show you what I got. Okay, to start out with, we have a display. This is a countertop display for Ringo Starr's wonderful and highly recommended 1992 comeback album, Time Takes Time. And it was released on May 22nd of 1992. You can see, put it together like this. It just sits on the countertop. Nice little display. The other side is identical. I remember when this came out like it was only yesterday. Where does the time go is what I want to know. Produced by Don Was, Jeff Lynne, Peter Asher, and Phil Ramone. Highly, highly recommended Ringo album. Everybody likes it. Probably Ringo's best album since the original self-titled Ringo album. Okay, speaking of Ringo, I picked this up. I love the cover on this. I'm always looking out for albums like this. Beatles knockoff albums of the 60s when they kind of ran with the Beatlemania frenzy that was going around, the Beatles haircut here. This is on Diplomat Records, Ringo's theme, This Boy from the movie A Hard Day's Night, and I Love Her, instrumental. And what do we have here? Yeah, from the history-making motion picture A Hard Day's Night. I love that blurb there. This is not the original soundtrack. It tells you on there. I love how you have to be really careful. I'm sure a lot of parents out there accidentally bought this for their kids, thinking they were going to get the Beatles, and they don't look at the fine print. But there are other songs on here, non-Beatle related. Al Goodman and his orchestra. Now, I got this for free. I mean, I basically got this because the cover is so cool. I did get this for free. Unfortunately, most unfortunately, the reason I got it for free is because there is a chip on the record, and wouldn't you know, it's right at the beginning of one side has And I Love Her as the first track. The other side has Ringo's theme as the first track. Now, if you look really close here, which I don't know if you can really see that too well, but anyway, it does not interfere with the play. It's just the so-called dead wax there. But it was free, and that's why I got it. And the cover, really, If I ever see another copy of this and the record is in good shape, then I'll buy it just to get a better record. But I will tell you, I've never seen this before. You come across everything in your travels over the years, but I've never seen that one before. So there you go. Okay, this was a gift from Beatle Don. Beatle Don, you might know, is a long-time collector, and he's in some of the Mikey Arugula videos that I do where we open up Mikey Arugula's extensive Beatle boxes. And now it looks like just a plain box, right? This is something that I had in my old collection and I sold, but I got this as a gift from Beatle Don. Let me show you what it is. It's Paul McCartney. It is the Paul McCartney World Tour, 1989. And this is at the point where I believe Paul was doing Ebony and Ivory at this point. He started out the tour with Ebony and Ivory and eventually dropped it. But when you look at it, also has this little piece of paper in here advertising the songs. And originally, when I got my copy, this was the standard ad for the McCartney World Tour, 1989. First time I saw Paul live at Madison Square Garden in 1989. when I got my copy originally, this was taped to here. This is kind of like, I think, the way it was presented most of the time. Now, the actual records, let's get to the records. This box is kind of taped up. It's not in the greatest shape, you know, but I'm glad to have it's very nice to have as a gift. The records each have different labels. Well, this one's yellow also. So we have yellow and red. I thought maybe it was colored vinyl, but I guess I'm thinking of a different edition. I have another McCartney vinyl set. I think it was from LA, I think, that actually is indeed colored wax. Okay, all right, now I got another couple of items here. We got books. I've said this before, and I'll say it again in my live streams and things. I am cutting down on Beatle books, and even though I say I'm cutting down on Beatle books, and even though I say I'm cutting down on certain kinds of vinyl, you're always going to see some vinyl here, and you're always going to see some books here. To start with, there's this from Aaron Badgley, great guy. This is the Dark Horse Records, the story of George Harrison's post-Beatles record label. This is all about the Dark Horse label and George. And Aaron is a very nice guy, and he's been doing videos with me over at my movie channel. A little plug for my movie channel. It's another channel I have, Mr. Cinemayo. It's like cinema, but you add the mayo in there, and you get mix the mayo in, you get Cinemayo. And we're doing some live things. Well, we're going to do some live things. We did one video that was not live, and we're going to try to do a few live discussions about horror movies. So check that out. Anyway, this is his book, and eventually I'm going to talk to him about this. I don't know when. I procrastinate with a lot of things, but eventually we'll discuss this book here on the channel. And finally, I found this at the flea market not too long. Well, it's not finally. Wait a minute. I have one thing I forgot. This is not finally. There's one item after this. This is a heavy book. This is Living in the Material World, the book that went along with the documentary, the Scorsese documentary. And, you know, this is quite a hefty book. And I got to tell you, I'm very happy to have books like this. There's a lot of George Harrison photos in here and material information. I don't even know, where to begin. How do you show everything? You can't show everything, so you show a little bit, right? There you go. Oh, looks like Jim Keltner. Yeah, it is Jim Keltner. Oh, it's heavy. It's a heavy book. But anyway, some people frown on, why do you have books for pictures? You have photographs in the books. What are you, 3 years old? Hey, look, there's a lot of great photos of the Beatles, and every time we think we've seen it all, we discover that we have not seen it all. There's always more to be had. The final thing that I'm going to show you is this little item. I featured this in another video. Okay. Well, come on. All right. This is original 1964, I believe. Beatles wallpaper. Okay. If you watch a video I made, let's back a few videos from here. You're going to look several videos back. It says here, made in Canada. That's what it says on the back. It's just a strip of the Beatles wallpaper. You can wallpaper your room. And that's what it looked like. Now, it's hard, God, I dropped it. It's hard to, see, it's torn already. The top is torn. You got to watch. I don't know if this was torn already, but when you're showing things like this and you're holding it, you're trying to get views. You want people to watch your videos, but I'm not going to open it any more than that. I need 2 people to do that. And it just tore even more. I don't mind telling you. Okay. What can I tell you, folks? It's a tough collector's world out there. And when you share your stuff, that's what happens. But hey, let's leave it in. Some people have told me, why don't you get this framed? Get it framed, Yeah, I could do that. I don't think it's the same when you frame it. I might even put tape on that, believe it or not. People are going to be like, don't do that. I'm going to do it. I know a lot of collectors out there, maybe Mr. Beatles Pro and other people say, no, don't do it. From the back, I'm going to do that. And I just did. There you go. I put a piece of tape along the back. And the reason that I did that is so that it doesn't extend any further than it is. The tear. Okay? It doesn't harm the front of it. There you go. Hey, it made for a good video anyway. I'm telling you. All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I don't know when I'll do the next Beatles Finds update because it depends how much stuff I get, which isn't as much as it used to be. It is what it is. Thanks, everybody.